Okay, so it looks like our first stop is number 2.
The land office. And this was where homesteads were bought and sold. The paperwork was all done. And the nearest land office in the area was Devil's Lake, which is about 40 odd miles away, I believe.
Oh, wow. After you.
Oh, watch the step. Look at the old stove. So most of these buildings are original, but not to the town. They were found in different places and relocated here. Some of them aren't original, but they've been done up to look.
To give the appearance.
Yeah.
Okay. So, I guess you do your paperwork by last name as usual.
Yeah, look at the receipt thing.
Wow.
I have absolutely no idea. And look at the old typewriter.
That's cool.
So yeah, 1880s.
Incredible.
I love the stove.
I know.
That would keep you warm and toasty, wouldn't it?
Absolutely, especially in a room this size.
And it's really intricate, the detail. Huh?
Number 4.
So this is an 1886 Northern Railway depot, Great Northern Railway.
Yeah. And that's too, I mean, imagine putting yourself back in that time, how thrilling it was to ride the train. I mean,
Yeah.
that's the way to go. I mean, even now, I think sometimes the train would be a cool way to go because you see a different kind of countryside than just motoring on down the freeway, you know?
Look at these old trunks.
Those are beautiful.
And they would carry their Sunday best with them. And
Yeah.
it says, you've got a train bulletin board, and it says notices, behave. It'd be nice and toasty in here.
Oh,
You'd need
absolutely.
to, I mean, the winters
Yeah.
are just,
Less than to be desired.
yeah, another stove.
A little cooker back here. I guess they can make themselves a cup of tea or some
Nice cup of
coffee while
tea.
they're waiting.
Yeah. And this would be, oh, the old telephone.
Oh, wow.
As my drink just knocked on the floor.
Here to keep the receipts and whatnot. I just really like this old stuff. I mean,
And the old lights.
oh wow. Those are cool.
And it says, please touch. Try your hand at Morse code. What did you type out?
Subscribe to Pin in the Atlas for more fun adventures.
And that's a wrap. So those are milk churns, I believe.
Those are great. And then also noticed up here on the wall
Oh, the graffiti.
some graffiti. So I don't know if this is original or if they put this on here just as
No,
a...
all of this is original.
This is?
This is all original.
Okay.
So you've got 1922, ABC. Now I wonder whether or not that was actually initials.
That's quite funny if that is. And then can't really make out the other ones because there's some sap bleeding through the wood as well. You got a big scale, barrel. I like the wagon here as well.
Yeah, can you imagine? This is the sort of stuff that they would have travelled with. Their suitcases, the
Suitcases
churn.
and rye flour. That's all you need.
So this caboose is 1911. So you've got a nice little sleeping area, a
yeah.
stove, somewhere to eat.
Very comfy. I guess that's where you would keep the wood for the fire,
logs.
the stove.
And look, they've even got running water. This is nicer than most trains today.
Yeah. It's got more character.
And then you've got your seating area.
Nice and high up.
And no trip would be complete without a trip to the loo.
Take a look at that.
Old school. And look, you've got a little window so
So you
people
can see if it's occupied.
so you can see if someone's got their knickers down. True story. So this is a cook car.
Ooh, good. I'm feeling a little peckish.
But what it used to do was it used to travel around for the harvesters. So whatever farm they went to, this would set up
Oh, okay.
and cook.
Kind of like the first food truck.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. It could serve quite a few people in here.
This is actually really neat, isn't it?
It is.
This would make a really good tiny home too. In fact, a massive tiny home.
Totally huge.
The old tin cups.
Cheese grater. Ooh, boy. I would have definitely cut myself on that a few times.
Is that a cheese grater or is that a meat slicer?
Probably both.
That is a meat tenderizer. And that's new.
Yeah. Now I'm getting hungry.
Look at this old silverware. Made in the USA. 900. Is that WBW?
Hmm.
So what's this, Jeff?
A fork.
Somebody doesn't know how to lay a table. The knives go the other way. See? The blade, the sharp bit, always faces the plate. True story. Yeah, so this was the dress shop where ladies would come and be fitted for clothes and have their needlework.
Repairs and stuff?
Yeah.
Nice.
But I think also in those days, I mean, only the wealthy people would have that because most of the Prairie women would make their own clothes out of potato sacks and stuff. So I think, so that would be a cream bottle, a cream container. And look, Yardley, lavender. Yardley's English. Comes from London.
Jap rose.
Okay, let me just size comparison. I'm going to put my hand behind it.
Look at that.
Isn't that
Adorable.
yeah? It's like a doll's house talc.
Yeah.
And the good old Singer sewing machine.
Work of art in itself.
So creamery. Now, my naivety. I actually didn't know until recently what a creamery was.
Oh, really?
No, I just assumed it was like an ice cream shop, but it was where the farmers would bring their eggs and their butter for it to be churned.
To make ice cream?
And to make ice cream. And in fact, yeah, see, look, egg crate maker.
Dakota Gold ice cream milk.
And they would, I guess they would also make butter, cream, all sorts of things. And that is an ice cream maker.
See, I knew they made ice cream here. That's a huge
And
machine.
I bet that ice cream was absolutely delish.
Oh, kind of want some now.
Let's take a look. And did you know some creameries also had a hatchery where farmers could come and buy chicks?
Really?
Yeah.
I did not
Go
know
figure.
that.
Oh, so these milk bottles. Now, when I was a tiny, tiny toddler, we used to have milk delivered to our door in England, and it was fresh milk. It was back in the day, and it would have the cream would be separated from the milk, which we don't get these days.
No.
And my brothers and I would fight over who would have the cream for their cornflakes.
Yeah.
And my mum would get really peeved at us.
We're gonna take a look inside the old York jail. Nice strong wooden doors. Very simple cot. It's not just cot, it's just some 1x12 and the loo. But it would stay quite warm in here. As you can see, that's a large potbelly stove in here.
These are actually quite nice jail cells, as
Right.
jails go.
Yeah, they're a decent size. Oh, except for this one doesn't have the pot in the corner.
So he'd have to poop on the wood.
And then they would have to stand in their cell and watch as the jailer sat out here eating something probably pretty tasty.
Eggs and beans.
Probably came back from the creamery next door. Summer kitchen.
Yeah. So all the farmers' wives would, to keep their house cool, they would come here, bake their bread, do their laundry, bake their pies.
Uh-huh. And then give them a chance to gossip about everything happening on the farm.
You know what us women are like. We like a good gossip. So you got an old mangle. I'm not going to play with it, but
The
stop.
incredible stove.
I know.
I mean, just imagine how much that weighs.
And you've even got
A microwave?
yeah. Oh, wouldn't that be to where you keep stuff warm? And then, of course, you've got your irons on top. So as you're cooking, you can have your iron and then do your ironing.
See? It's just, what do you call that? Have everything kind of laid out in a row. Kind of like a,
It's like women do.
yeah.
Look at this butcher's block. That is huge.
That is.
And then you've got a mincing machine. My mum used to mince. She used to buy the beef and mince the beef.
All the utensils. Look at the size of the cleavers. There's some cheese graters.
They are. And it's funny that because they're called shedders.
Huh.
We always call them graters. What do you call them?
Grater.
Okay. Candles. How they make their own candles.
And then the laundry corner over here. Made right.
Now, do you know the saying, burning the candles at both ends?
I do.
Do you know where that came from?
Didn't it come from Longfellow?
No. You're close. Wordsworth.
Mm.
So Wordsworth, when he was writing his poetry, he would have the candle and he would put it that way and light it at both ends while he was doing his poetry. And that's where the saying, don't burn the candle at both ends, came from. True story.
There's a livery stable, the blacksmiths, the attorney's office, the telephone office to call your attorney, and a church.
Yeah.
And this place, 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 the town gazebo. Next, we're going to enter the Norway house. So the first room we've come into is the kitchen area.
Yeah. Now this is only a small house. We can't get upstairs. I don't know how many rooms there are upstairs. Not many. Could you imagine 11 or 12 kids lived here with their mum and dad?
Jeez, that's yeah. These aren't big quarters in any means. Let's see, we've got a nice organ in here. I don't.
So that's the doorway that's locked that would get upstairs.
And then so this would be, I guess, the living room area.
Yeah.
But one thing. Oh, never mind. We've got the potbelly stove.
And this round here is made up as one of the bedrooms with the baby crib. So quite possibly Mum and Dad did have the bedroom downstairs with one of the babies.
Mm-hmm.
And the kids were upstairs. This has a cellar.
Really?
Yeah, unfortunately it's locked, but there's the old cellar door there. You see?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, and I remember this is that Fels I can never pronounce it, naphtha soap. Your mum makes clothes detergent with this. She grates it up and mixes it with a few other things and makes washing machine detergent.
Yeah, which is really good. It smells wonderful as well. Look at this. We've been granted access to come into this back room, check out some of the archives, and these incredible pieces of art. And I wish you could smell it in here. The old car parts, the metal, the rust, the paint, the fumes of just pure Americana. These are lovely. And this place, and this place.
Yeah.
And this place. And super creepy dolls.